So it's been about almost 2 weeks now since I was stung by the bees. I have been in the boxes a couple of times. I pulled out I extracted, what do I want to say? I put in the bee escape and got the honey boxes off of each of the hives, extracted the honey, so we're good there. And then what else have I done? Not much else with the bees. So this morning what I decided to do is to put some pollen patties on there. So in my house I have a bucket of this food, and so I just took a couple of scoops, like an ice cream scoop type of thing, plopped it on some wax paper, put the wax paper on top and just rolled it out flat. The bees will chew the paper away in order to get to the pollen patty, and then they will store the pollen patty or the feed in the honey box in the comb to feed to the babies. I have 4 patties here. My plan is to put 2 patties on each of the hives. I am going to put it probably on the top boxes. I'd love to put it in between the boxes, but I am certain they're still full of honey, and it's just so heavy for me to move by myself. And I'd rather not get stung again, because that has not been a good experience for me. I may post some pictures, but I got stung on my ankle, as you saw in the last video, and my foot swelled up, was all red for about 2.5 days, and there's still just a little bit of puffiness around the ankle. So I'm thinking my time as a beekeeper is probably coming to an end, and I will do my best to get these bees through the winter, and I will probably sell them off to someone. I just can't risk getting worse reactions each time I get stung. So let's get those pollen patties on the hives. Alright, so I think I'm going to start by removing the extra hive that's between my 2 active hives, and then I will move into giving them some pollen. So I don't see very many bees flying yet. It could be due to the fact that it's only mid 50s, low 60s right now. But there are a few. But it's also robbing season, so what I'm thinking about doing is closing up one of their entrances, that bottom hole. Probably what I should have done too, it just crossed my mind, is I probably should have brought out entrance reducers as well and put those in place, because that'll help them when it comes to guarding the entrances. I think I'm going to go grab those and a hammer, because it's always a little challenging getting them in. What are they pulling out? Something good, not good is happening in this hive. I don't know. They're pulling things out. Not sure what that's all about. I'll have to see if I can figure that out. Let's take a quick peek at the other hive. See what the entrance looks like. That doesn't look so bad. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get those entrance reducers, because I don't have any with me. And we will close up their entrances a little bit, because that will help them get through this time of year. Alright, so I have gotten some entrance reducers. So this is an entrance reducer. It can be put on in different ways. So this is a wider entrance. In the winter we tend to use this entrance because it's narrower. The bees like to seal it in, that's why it's covered in all this propolis. I'm going to do this after I put the pollen patties on, because I brought out a hammer in case it needs a little gentle persuasion to get it in place, because as I said earlier, I don't think I'm going to be able to lift the hives up enough in order to slide this in easily. So I think it's going to take a little banging, and I'll just get it in best I can today. So let's get some pollen patties on there. Yeah, you can tell it's robbing season and that it's cooler today, because they're already coming after me, wanting to know who's invading their home. Oh, I never popped the queen excluder off of there. Well, gotta fix that problem. But they are not impressed. And I'm upset that I forgot that queen excluder on there last time, because I need to get that off. It might be hard to see right now in the video, but it's right underneath that inner cover. It's that thin metal piece that prevents the queen from going up into the honey boxes. So I need to get that off, slap those pollen patties on, and then get that inner cover back on. But man, they are not happy about me invading their space today. And I'm sure it's because it's cooler and the time of year it is. That is not the ideal way to put that on there. I'll just put that out there in the world. But I know they need it. On the plus side, they're not following me very far, so they're only just defending their territory. So they're not being aggressive necessarily, so that's a plus. You know, it's funny, I keep reading or seeing research that bees recognize people. I'm starting to think that's true. If I can get them to go down, I can put the other poly patty on, and then I'll put the inner cover on, and I'll be good to go. I'm making progress here. There, one done with the feeding. I'm still going to put in the entrance reducers. Of course, the one entrance I want to put the plug in there, really in front of it right now. Yep, guess we're waiting on that one too. I do have to admit, I find it a little strange that there's so few bees in front of this one, but that could change. These are just staples that are left over from last winter when I wrapped it in black tar paper to help keep it warm. Shoot, it appears I did the same thing here. Queen excluders here. Not what I want. I'm going to show you a little something though before I really dig in there. They seem to be either fanning some pheromones or doing some sort of dance. That bee with her rear end lifted appears to be doing some sort of dance for them. Actually, I see a couple bees. But they do appear to be pretty calm. We'll see what happens when I pop this inner cover. So this is referred to as burr comb, and it's only referred to burr comb just because it's in the way. Extra comb, not laid out pretty. There, that should help. It's never easy putting in that entrance reducer when you can't lift up the boxes. Now we're going to go back and work on the other hive. So we're going to take a peek at what I just did. So, whole cover down there on that bottom box. Top box still has an open entrance. The bottom opening of the hive, I reduced it down to about half. It's not in there perfect, but that is okay because when winter comes, it's going to get moved around. I got a bee trying to get me. There. Sorry about that. So yeah, I think that'll help this hive to guide a little better. Now let's take a look at the other one. Oh. I just realized I said guide. I meant guard. Alright. Second hive. Same thing. Top entrance still open. Bottom box covered the hole. And then the bottom entrance reduced to half. Sadly killed a bee. Feel kind of sad about that, which is also what set them off. Because anytime you kill a bee or they sting you, they release alarm pheromones that says something's wrong, something's wrong. And that's why they start coming after you or anything that they think is going to harm them. So now that they've calmed a little bit, let's take a peek at how they're getting in and out. They're a little confused, some of them that were using that bottom hole, but they'll figure it out. And they got extra food now for feeding the babies, so even though we still got some hot days ahead, I think we're in good shape.